that's good for experience, but that's not very good for my age. So I will talk about social and public collaborative innovation. I will try to explain myself on this topic. But first of all, a word about this strategic design scenario. I will take for more than 20 years now experience. We start in, let's say, 2004, 5, 8 years, I think, something like that, talking about social innovation and new and more sustainable ways of living. In particular, we look at how design could help this process in increasing accessibility to a larger range of people and keeping the relational quality of this social innovation. And that leads in between to creating DxCC. And then I jumped to the other side of the devil. We worked with public infrastructure and tried to discover that working with social innovation, a lot of this social innovation was trying to hide, to be under to outside the radar of a public authority, especially in certain countries. And when working with public sectors, we discover also that they were very much in trouble in branching, in connecting, in doing something, in applying their policy making to social innovation. So we try to improve, also apply our design to these public services, to co-design and co-produce what are these so-called, now it's a buzzword, labs, public innovation labs. We are in Wallonia here, when we are not fighting against some world trade around food. They are also trying to innovate in terms of their old public infrastructure, and we supported also the European Commission, which is not very well known to be innovative, but in making also in certain side, I can assure you there are people who are trying to change it from the inside. The first EU policy lab in Brussels, and in particular we are collaborating with Urbact. Urbact is one of the stuff, I would say, from depending from the European Commission, which are leading networks of cities that are interacting together, here for example on urban farming, or the last one we are working, and I will talk about refilling the vacant spaces with temporary use in cities. Altogether, it's quite a lot of cities, in fact. In Urbact too, it's more like 500 cities that work together in exchanging on a specific policy, but also in how the fact of improving on this specific policy will change their governance. And this is for me very important for that talk. And from that, we had this capitalization study for Urbact on social innovation in cities. You can take a look at that and have the rest of the story that Louise mentioned about Amersfoort. There is the full case study here on how this little bourgeois city in the Netherlands tried to turn upside down completely its administration in a positive way, of course. And currently we are lucky. Maybe it's because we were invited to this conference, and we thank Tongji and DxCC and DxCC for this invitation. We're working in Brussels on a research that, not by chance, is called VILCO. VILCO means in French ville collaborative, so collaborative city. And it's into the Brussels capital region, which is the city and the region of Brussels, trying to, of course, work, and this is maybe the key point I want to address in this speech, look at citizens, working with citizens to do new and more sustainable ways of living, also neighborhood community, organizing collaborative public services, and also especially citizen and public administration that are redesigning the governance to implement better condition of collaboration. So in Wilco, and it's the beginning of his research, one interesting concept I will try to go along in this presentation is what we call local dynamics. And local dynamics are made about citizen movement, formal and informal, and public authorities and elected representative and administration, but taken as a whole, not taken as two parts that should collaborate, but taken, and we have here one of our living land in Boisfort. It's one of the communes of Brussels, where you've got the mayor, the association, and they are trying to work not together, but as one entity, which seems to be trivial, but it's not at all trivial. And for now, the presentation, I selected some of the cases that come from this URBAC research, some cities where I think that we have ingredients of collaboration, of this collaborative city. And for each of them, I will try to look at what design can do in terms of course, maybe jumping from the classical product service system to what we are trying to focus on product service and policy systems. And for each of them, I will try also to see how it changed the governance. The governance comprised as, of course, this local dynamic, so the way citizens and the government are acting together. I have selected several cases. We will not look at all of them because I don't have the time, but main of them. So first, let's go to Brussels. What are people doing? Probably a nice Sunday afternoon walk. Maybe today, Sunday afternoon walk. No, in fact, they are part of a co-create project from the Brussels Capital Region, which is called Brusso. Brusso brings Brussels and water. And they are a collective of researchers and citizens and public authority and scientists working together, investigating the question of watershed in the cities. You know, rainwaters, mapping and flooding when certain area and so on and so on. And what's interesting is that they are talking about watershed solidarity. They are building what they call hydric community, which is the idea of building a solidarity between the one who are living up the hill and the one who are living down the hill. So what design is bringing here, of course, is bringing us classically, so this knowledge brokering tool, but concretely is looking at all these spots of unnecessary waterproofing of the soil, giving visibility and interest and attractiveness to the necessary rain permeability in order to build this solidarity. So you have, instead of putting concrete in your garden, just plant flower, not because you like flower only and that they are nice and for biodiversity, but because you are uphill and downhill, it will change some things in their streets. And in terms of governance, it's here also interesting because, I mean, collaboration means that, of course, public authorities will collaborate, and it's not obvious that they collaborate. But it's also, Brusso is coming from activists, and these activists are accustomed to fight against public authority. So it's a change of culture for both of them to jump from the confrontation and the discussion table and to sit on the same table and collaborate. Let's go not far away to Ghent. Ghent, well, it's far away in Belgium, and one is in a French-speaking region and the other one is a Flemish region. So it's 30 kilometers, but it's a world between them. Who are those people? they are participating to a nice party evening, having a drink. No, in fact, they are taking part to a matchmaking process called BibMark. And BibMark is the Bib is the bibliothèque, the library, the former central library of Ghent, 8,000 square meters of that will be empty for 8 months. And what is and then after redeveloped into office for the administration. And what is very nice is that for the city of Ghent, having 8 months such a building empty, it's not possible. It's not possible to leave that asset empty for 8 months. So we organize a mark. A mark is a marketplace where, in fact, in Ghent there are a lot of cultural, social initiatives, a lot of these little initiatives that the former speaker talked about afterwards. But the city is thinking, the problem is that how do we link them? How do we make a bigger project than their own smaller project? So they need to meet. And the city sees its role as the organizer of the meeting of that. So they how to organize this marketplace, where they try to join forces and build consortium, be strong enough because all that has to go through a public market, so a tender. So they have to answer a huge tender of 8,000 square meter building, which a small association is not able to do and will not be trustable to do that. And also, because the city would like to have not only a series of small projects, but a bigger project. A bigger project at the scale of a city. So Nest, consortium, between the three consortium, won. It's a huge lab with more than 50 initiatives, social, business, cultural, together. A huge creative fabric. You see, it's they are being organized a new map of a building, say with which the logo of the main organizer. So, what is the design doing here? We have, of course, all the single initiatives, but more than this single initiative, they are organizing the self-aggregation of this initiative. And here it's another way of not upscaling, but outscaling through synergizing, I think. In terms of governance, I mean, the Dutch when we were in Amersfoort, as Louise was mentioning, they were talking, we don't have the money anymore for the former position of command and control. So we have to, our new role is brokering between stakeholders. So this little party that we organize, it means that we organize for 3 hours a matchmaking, and 147 associations came saying that they all have to be there. There is a strong culture of participation in this place. Let's go to Bremen in Germany. Who are those guys? So those chic owners of a furniture shop. They are not so chic and surely not owners. Vedbook is an initiative of 4 students that repair all furnitures and sell them not to rich people but to other students, so they don't make a lot of money, clearly. And when you ask them, how did you manage to have a shop? And they say, but we get it for a shop in temporary use, for a preferential rent. And you say, yes, but next year the rent will increase, what will you do? Oh, we will go to Zwischenzeit Central and look for another empty shop. What is the Zwischenzeit Central? Sorry for my bad German. The city of Bremen has a lot of empty building and witnessing a lot of citizen initiatives that are in need of accommodation. And they set a tender to find an operator to manage this. And they choose AAA, Autonomen Architektur Atelier. And from the word of the municipality, they said we choose the most terrible one. the one that are organizing parties on building the day before that we are demolishing the building. So the really the activists. Why? Because they only know. We cannot do that. They know how to do that. And we need to trust them. And those one build the Zwischenzeit Central, the in-between central, that from AAA make ZZZ, so this nice idea of waking up sleeping building. So in the design, they are of course accommodating all the nice initiatives, but they turn temporary use into a new normal. And this is very important. Temporary use was seen as a problem and how to deal with vacant spaces. And it's an opportunity for cities, and they turn it into a public service. So this is what it changed. You see this bunch of, they don't really look like civil servants, reliable civil servants. So this is Zwischenzeit Central. And this is why they are, I think, very, very efficient. They are well known as in fact, they build, they let the city let it go part of its policy making to the citizen. And they certainly build what we can call a temporary use real estate agency. So a real estate agency of temporary use. So it's sort of bottom-up city making. Last case, it's a series of cities, but especially one, the refill city. So what is that map of a city? What is that city, by the way? What is the refill city? So it's a city we meant from 3 years of collaboration within an urban network of 10 European cities, working on temporary use and vacant building. In fact, this city is a synthesis of the best of all what the 10 cities have in terms of temporary use. So this refill city, it's a city that connects the demand and offer in empty spaces, accommodating here in Athens, we are in Athens, not only accommodating social innovation in empty spaces, but also having them engage with the population and regenerate the area around. You see each time a connection between the local owners' interest, the temporary users, and the global commons of a neighborhood. It's a city that accommodates here 20 social innovation startups in a vacant former shed in Nantes. It's a city where temporary use is on the political agenda of a city and has a definite policy of temporary use and is working as an integrator here in Ghent of different community. It's of course a public service, as we saw in Bremen, and it's also for Professor Liu former work. It's a way to experiment. Temporary use is a way to experiment urban planning in a certain way, as in Ostrava, in the Living Ostrava Differently festival. What design is doing here? Design build a roadmap for cities to implement temporary use with different stops, but you see that, I mean, many roads are, for a conference on sustainability is not very nice, but I mean, what is important is that all those roads are connecting together, so there is not one roadmap. Maybe the term is not right, but it's a journey that cities can make and to engage them in building their own policy on temporary use. And in terms of governance, of course, I wanted to tackle the fact that there is the collaboration within city, but we also need to enhance the collaboration between city, as Urbact is one example, certainly Six is another example, this is also, but there is, I mean, we have all been taught not to copy to our neighbors, And here we have to change completely that and be able to copy and to publish not only academically, but to cities are not publishing what they are doing is very, I mean, yeah, okay, they are publishing, but it goes through the city marketing and the communication of the city, so it's all polished, they are all are bright, they don't make mistakes and so on and so on. So it's difficult to learn about that. So as a conclusion, these are the role, I think, that this new form of design, in new form of design is called working in this public innovation. So I like very much the metaphor of acupuncture here, developing, of course, different new public services, but also at strategical level, synergizing and enabling collaboration between all of this. They are, and this is my little page of advertising, they are phasing in, they are starting in a certain way a process of public innovation. This is our last book, it's in French for the moment, but there is online a copy in digital version in English. In terms of governance, here are probably some of the changes I think that we witness in all these cities, these collaborative cities. So they are listening, stakeholders, they are reorganizing them, they are letting go to the citizen, and they are building permissive environment to experiment. And for a collaborative city, I think there is this notion that I was presenting at the beginning of local dynamic, where in fact for me, the ultimate stage is that you don't aim anymore at collaborating because you don't think that you are two, but you are one. Thank you.